myself. Like I can do whatever I need to do when I need to do it to make myself feel good. So I think that's really important. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well today. How are you?
Good, you look spiffy. So this is my friend L'Oreal. To give you some background on L'Oreal is an event planner. She's based in Atlanta. She produces events under the agency The Socialite Strategy. So her purpose is rooted in creating events that cater to the ultimate human experience. I think that I would bring her in here because I just wanted to talk about this new idea and this new business and this new lifestyle that she's living called Wake Up and Give Me Five. I know that everybody's at this point in time where they're trying to just figure everything out. And just one of the things that I thought was really interesting is gratitude and figuring out reasons why you're grateful. So I brought in my friend L'Oreal to kind of help give us background and let you take it away. Tell us more about like yourself, what got you started, and how we could go from there.
Yeah, so I started my career in New York, which is how I met Blake. And I did advertising and strategizing for an advertising agency, and then I switched over to a wine and spirits firm. So really fruitful career, had a lot of fun, but it just wasn't my passion, and I knew the work that I was doing wasn't necessarily purposeful. So I decided to move back to Atlanta a little over a year ago and fell into event planning, which has just really opened up my eyes. And I've discovered that it's a passion of mine, which it's been really exciting. It's been very rewarding. I've gotten to meet so many different people, and I feel like I've just been able to finally see my work become tangible, which was really important to me. So just tapping into the culture of Atlanta and really being able to just love on my hometown a little bit more has meant a lot to me. But I would say that in this area of entrepreneurship, it can get a little deterring because not every month is going to be successful. Finances aren't always um, tangible, like net 30 payments are real. And, I live in an apartment in Atlanta. And so, like, paying bills and just having money to play with all the time is not always easy. So when you're in that kind of space, it's very easy to just kind of be down on yourself. And so I found myself being in that space more and more. And I think I've always been a very optimistic person, but when when your lifestyle kind of switches and things are just kind of, you're just unsure about a lot of things, it's easy to just kind of wake up and not be your best. So I didn't want to go so far as to say like, oh, I'm depressed or I have anxiety or I have this or that. I really just had to tap into self and figure out, okay, L'Oreal, like, why, what can you think about that makes you a better person or that can help you have a better day? And so that's kind of how my idea, Wake Up and Give Me Five, came. Like, I literally was in the shower one day and I was sad and I was like, okay, L'Oreal, just come up with five things that you can think of that make you feel good, or like that's just kind of like in your peripheral that you can point out and like make you feel good about the day. So that's really how the concept was built. It's like, if I can get up every day, give myself a high five and come up with five things that I'm grateful for, then that can change not only my day, but my week, my month, my year, and my total outlook on life. So just in doing that, like, I've already seen so much growth in myself. And with everything that's been going on, it was an idea that I had months ago, but now I finally had the time to kind of put it in motion. And just seeing other people adapt to it and tag their friends on Instagram and Twitter and talk about why they're grateful for just the small things just has really lifted my spirits and hopefully lifted other people's spirits as well.
I'm gonna stop you right there because you said something that was really important. It kind of like triggered a thought. It's like when we were in New York together, you always kind of had like that personality of being around just people and like always mending relationships and just kind of just transforming the way like the overall person just interacts with each other. So when you said you were going to Atlanta to overall just do like event planning, I wasn't surprised. Like I think that that's something that you would venture in because like not only do you know how like people operate, but you know what people like. And I
Yeah.
think that like just kind of how things come into play, a lot of people are really like 9 to 5ers and they have a really definitive lifestyle that they live. So they know that that definition of life is coming to work, going to work, leaving work, thinking about work, and then whatever that lifestyle comes into. But you're in a different component, and like I'm in a different component where people see it as like the creative niche. And that's really like the pointed perspective of like somebody that's really, you can have an idea and they may not see it as like a super big like business venture because it's not like relative to finance, or it's not relative to like a big idea of it, but it's super important because now you're starting to see like a lot of people that are in this like transgressional period that are kind of being forced to think outside of their normal lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's why like even when I think of you, it's like instead of just thinking of you solely as like a businesswoman, I think of you as like a lifestyle woman, which is like that person that's kind of like showing people how to live. And that's like Wake Up and Give Me Five is so great because like people are being forced to try to figure out what is my reason to go every day. And I think that's like the thing where people have come to me, like, they're like, what do I do? Like, aren't we in such a bad place? And it's like, I've been living this since I didn't just go.
I feel great.
Like, this is nothing new. It's like the circumstances of like health is definitely severe, but like, I just want to kind of like ask you, how has your experience been ever since like starting this and like the overall impact? Like, how do you feel?
I would say I really do feel good about the work that I do now. So in New York, like, and I'm sure you can attest to this too, people saw us at these great jobs. We get these great perks, all these different opportunities. We're traveling. We make a good amount of money. You know, we're in a lot of different places, spaces, whatever. But I was never content. It was like, man, I live in New York. I have this great job, but like, there's really no other time for me to feed into the other passions and things that I have. And so I feel like for me in New York, I lost a big chunk of, I feel like, who I was in a sense, because my life literally did revolve around work. And if I wasn't at work, I was probably partying or hanging out. So it was like no time for me to really indulge in other things. So now that I'm on this entrepreneurial path and I have to literally make my schedule weekly to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? What events do I have? You know, or even if it's just if I don't have anything to do that week, I still make a schedule just so I'm somewhat aligned with, or just like even looking forward to doing something every day. So just having the agency to come up with a schedule and come up with things that I like to do and really hone in on passions and just kind of come back to self, come back to things that I used to do when I was younger. I mean, it makes me feel great. And I think that part of gratitude is healing. So when you can say thank you, I do think that's a healing process, because not only are you thanking like your external world, you're thanking your internal self as well. So for me, it's like, I personally, I feel the best that I felt. Like I said, I don't always have great days, but I feel like I have different things to look forward to that just kind of like make me feel good about life in general. So, and you know, I factor in time for happiness. Like I do things to make me feel good, and I have time to do that. Like I don't have to listen to anybody really, or like I don't have to sneak away and take a walk or go to the bathroom for 5 minutes to collect myself. Like I can do whatever I need to do when I need to do it to make myself feel good. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think he's like just drilling down. It's like you're so hard and you're always on go. And now you just have like a whole world of people that are just like slowed down. It's like, don't leave the house, don't
Yeah.
be around people, don't do that. And I think that something that just stays consistent is really more so like you'll always have a train of thoughts, like just how you initially just see things, like your
Yeah.
perspective always just in general going to be there, whether it's good thoughts or bad thoughts can change depending on situations and like just
Yeah.
where you're at. But like what you will always take with you, like I know a lot of people say the only thing that's gonna stay is death and taxes. That's guaranteed. But
Yeah.
like your overall mind state, like that's not gonna change. Is like you're gonna have that. So I think that what you're doing is like really great, and I'm trying to get like better at it. Every time I see like a post that you do, I like try to get included and I bring my friends in it. But I just want to kind of ask you, like, how can we get started? How can you just get started? How can I just wake up and give you five?
Yes. So, sorry, I have to cut this too. Let me pull up my notes. Okay. Yes, so I would say the first practice in celebrating gratitude or just acknowledging gratitude is writing. So I map out about 15 minutes of my morning to just write down my intentions, my manifestations, and like I said, 5 things that you're grateful for. So I have a positivity planner,
Oh,
and I just use this to write out everything. And I think with writing, I always like to say when you write shit down, shit gets real.
yeah.
So just taking 5 minutes to just write down those 5 things. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You don't have to write big paragraphs. It could literally be, I'm grateful I opened my eyes today. I'm grateful I can take a shower. I'm grateful that I can go open my patio door. Or I'm grateful that there's a coffee shop up the street that I can walk to and that they're even still open during all of what's going on right now. So I can get my chai latte every other day, you know? So it's
Yeah.
little things like that I think are just simple ways to practice gratitude. So literally just saying thank you for the small things are the best way. And once you start focusing on more granular things, you'll realize that you're grateful and you're thankful for way more than you thought. So like this morning, I came into my apartment and I was like, oh, my apartment smells really good. I'm thankful for my candles that my mom bought me. And I thank you to Bath and Body Works for providing this candle that makes my apartment smell so good. So I would say writing is number one. Number two, I would say is turn on your sensors. So when I say being sensory, it's literally listening to the things around you, seeing the things in front of you, being able to touch certain things. A lot of people don't have those abilities and we take them for granted. So when you're thinking about even with COVID-19, people who are losing their sense of smell, like that's a scary thing. Or even when we get sick with a common cold and we can't taste or smell, we're like, damn, I wish this was last week when I could smell the coffee that's, you know, brewing in the pot, but this week I'm sick, I can't even do that. So just really focusing in on sensory activities help a lot. And that's also a good way to help with anxiety. If you can kind of feel certain things, see certain things, it brings you back to focus. And I think that's really important too. So if it's going on a walk, notice how the sun feels on your skin, notice the breeze, notice the leaves on the ground. Like there's just little things that you can do to really tap into the world around you and why you should be thankful for that. And I would say lastly is literally just saying thank you. So Blake, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you today, because I wouldn't have ever gotten on camera to talk about this with anybody else, honestly. Like it's just something that I do in my spare time and it's been good for me to get back into writing. So thank you for this opportunity. Talking to your parents, hey mom and dad, like thank you for whatever they may have done to you today. When I talk to my friends on the phone and they're telling me stories, I say, thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing. You didn't have to do that, but you did that for me. Like you shared something very personal with me. So just literally just saying thank you is at the core of what joy is. And to me, joy is gratitude. So it's just little things that you can do to always like keep you present and keep you in the moment and allow you to center yourself and know that there's good all around us. You just have to focus in on it and find it and really tap into it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, first off, thank you for being part of this. I know it's just one of those things where I'm like, not even, everybody wants to like put their friends on and like be part of it. I wasn't even thinking of
Yeah.
it from the perspective. I was like, this is just a platform that I think would really help a lot of people out, regardless of like the friendship that comes with it. Like that just makes it 5 times better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like knowing that there are different ways of transforming people and providing that outlet. So like those tips are like super important. I'm definitely gonna take them. Like I know that with a lot of the time that's going on, I don't say thank you enough. It's just really like I took a lot of stuff for granted where I was just really
Yeah.
thinking like not a sense of pride, but just I would expect certain things to go away and I wouldn't even think that businesses would just shut down. You're just used to like getting
Right.
coffee every day and you're used to going here and you're used to doing that and it stops. So just thank you for keep going. Like thank you to the coffee, thank you to your friends, thank you to everyone.
Yeah.
I definitely need to take that. Um, the last thing I just want to see is just like, what are your 5? Like, what are your wake up and give me 5 for today?
For today, I would say I'm thankful for my apartment. My home is slowly but surely coming together. I've been here a long time, but I'm finally in a space where I can decorate and make it look how I want. So my home is my sanctuary right now. I say thank you to my body. I've been working out a lot. I've been checking in. So just being able to move and just go on walks and just do little things. I thank my body for its ability to move. And I look forward to this quarantine body that's coming, y'all. Okay, that's a whole other different story. I would say growth. So just really taking this time to dig into who I am as a person, doing the inner healing, doing my virtual therapy sessions, like that growth feels really good. And I hope that it will continue after August is over. Friends who support me like you, I'm thankful for that today. And lastly, I would say I'm thankful for another year of life because my birthday is on Saturday. So 26, I'm old, I'm getting kicked off insurance, but I'm excited for my birthday. And anybody that knows me knows I'm a birthday Zilla. So this is my first year where I really had to sacrifice and humble myself and just understand that it's not about the party or people celebrating you. It's literally just being thankful that you get another year on this earth, because a lot of people came into this year not knowing, you know, that they were going to get taken out by this crazy virus and just other factors that have gone on. So I'm thankful that I'm still here, that I'm happy, that I'm healthy. So
well, there you go. Any closing remarks or anything? I know we covered a lot and this is super helpful. Like, I'm really excited to just like not even edit the video, but just to like look back on it and reflect, and it'll be like, yeah, I knew her before.
Yes, before I get on Oprah's masterclass. Closing comments, I would say invest in a journal. Now is the time to really journal. So like, even if you're not a writer, even just like maybe just spending more time on your notepad on your phone, or like taking notes on your computer, just do something where you can physically write out your intentions, your manifestations, and what you're grateful for, because it's a good resource to go back and look at, and you'll write down things that you can look at a year from now and be like, wow, like I didn't even remember I was in that space, but look how far I've come. So I would say invest in a journal and just really use this time to continue to dig into yourself. Like, do things that you used to do when you were 10. I've been doing art activities every Friday. Like, I make a schedule for that. And like, it's been so much fun. And it's something that I used to love to do, but my Fridays started getting mixed up with happy hours and going to bars and all this different stuff. So just like spending time doing an art activity, like, has brought a lot of joy in my life. So really, I always say, like, just kind of tap into that inner child, and you'll be grateful for a lot of what you kind of rediscover about yourself, whether that's reading a book, art projects, coloring books, whatever. Like, there's so many things that you can do to really work on like passions and just feeling good about yourself during this time. And last but not least, wash your hands and stay inside.
There you go. You heard it from the expert herself.
There we go.
Thank you, L'Oreal, so much. I really appreciate it. I have my journal, so I'm going to go revisit it. And I have canvases back here too. So I do the same thing as well, where it's like, I need to just document it, and I need to just tap into that inner Blake, you know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. I think this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you grow. I'll put all the information to all of your business ventures and everything you're doing, and just helping people help them. So thank you so much.
Guys.
And wash your hands.
Yes, please wash them. 20 seconds.
All right, there you go.